Welcome to another episode of Coffee with the County. Today is a special day for me. I have Carli Goble, our Fiscal Supervisor in the HHS Accounting Department with us today. Hello, Carli.
Hello, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. I know that there was some apprehension about coming in and podcasts, and don't worry about there's no video, there's none of that. But yeah, thank you for coming in and talking to us a little bit.
Of course.
We'll get started right away. Tell us about Carli. How long have you been with the county and where did you come from?
Yeah, so I grew up in Kimberly Township in Aiken County. I went to school here in Aiken Elementary, Aiken High School. I did move away for a little bit to go to college. Went to Itasca Community College for a year, got an AA degree, and then I moved to Stevens Point, Wisconsin, where I obtained a bachelor's in business and administration and accounting, and then moved back home to Aiken County, knowing I wanted to end up here.
You did.
I did.
I love stories like that, and we hear a lot of that from a lot of our employees that we're talking to, that I went away and I came back and love it here, and that's the kind of thing. So Aiken County, born and bred.
Correct. Yeah.
And you said you're schooling, but that's all in accounting? Is that all in business administration, accounting, that type of thing?
Yep. So I did get a bachelor's in accounting as well.
Very nice.
Yep, and that's been my focus. I knew I wanted to do something in math or numbers related, so I thought I would try accounting. And growing up, I actually was a support staff with Developmental Achievement Center, so I worked with disabled adults.
Okay.
Which I loved doing that. So when the position became available to do accounting in Aiken County, helping those in need, I thought it would be the perfect fit for me.
And how long have you been with the county itself?
So this year it'll be 10 years that I've been with the county. I've been fiscal supervisor for almost 8.
I know I get to see you a lot of times at the board meetings, and the board is always so complimentary of how well the presentations go and how much detail there is into the HHS financial presentations that you do. And yep. I know from my own experience, speaking with the board is not the easiest thing to do.
Right.
It's nerve-wracking. Not that they're nerve-wracking, right. But just that it is nerve-wracking.
Right. Yep.
But really nice job on all of that.
Thank you.
So, Fiscal Supervisor.
Yes.
For Accounting Department HHS.
Yes, so I am the supervisor for the accounting department, as well as the front desk staff team. So I supervise 3 office support specialists in the front desk team, and then 2 accounting technicians in the accounting department.
Okay, so any customer, resident, listener that's going in there, they're seeing your team first, right?
Correct, yes. Our office support specialists at the front desk are really the hub and the face of the agency. They are the wheels that keep the agency running.
And then accounting staff, how many accounting staff people do you have over there?
So I have 2 account technicians that work closely with myself. We do accounts payable, accounts receivable, do collections. We work closely with all the departments in Health and Human Services, and we bill for those services as well. So we need to know a little bit about all the programs within the agency to be able to appropriately bill and get reimbursed for those services.
Yeah, so you're not only accounting, and I don't want to say just accounting,
right,
because that's not the right words, but it's not only accounting. It's you've got to know all the programs. You've got to know
Yep.
public health programs. You've got to know child support programs. All of
Yep.
that in order to make sure it all works in the revenue.
Correct, yes. We do the billing for all the services within public health and social services, financial support. So we do all of that within our 3-person accounting department.
Yeah.
And we also do collections on agency claims, public assistance overpayments, and then administer the medical assistance estate recovery program.
So there's tons.
It's a lot.
Right? And you mentioned that too. Again, just like all of our departments, responsible taxpayer dollars, right? It's a 3-person team for
Yes.
all of those things that you're explaining.
Correct.
And, we've learned a ton here on what HHS and the whole entire departments do over there. Mm-hmm. There's so many things, and for you to be that glue for all of that to be together, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Plus, you're a revitalization team member, which we like that as well. So tell me a little bit about what it is that you are majorly responsible. Give me a couple of examples of those programs and what it is that you have to do when you talk about billing and you talk about those different things.
Sure. So what I typically do, I supervise the count tech's work. They are very detailed ladies. Before it even hits my desk, it's going to be 100% correct, which makes reporting at the end of the quarter and end of the month just a breeze.
Makes your job easy.
Correct.
And who are they? You can say their names if you want to.
So I have Chris and Sarah, my accounting technicians.
Okay.
They support me on a daily basis, support my ramblings and my changes in my head.
And how about your OSS staff? You said you had 3?
Yes, I have 3 office support specialists.
Okay.
So I have Becky, Tammy, and Alyssa is my newest OSS staff. Just started last week, so we're excited to have her.
So she was replacing Desiree, right?
Correct.
Desiree that was moving into another role in HHS. So that's another example of coming into Aiken County and learning all the different departments and learning the different jobs. And when something becomes available, Desiree moved on to another, and now we have the opportunity for the next to come in and learn.
Right.
Yeah,
and we encourage people to move around within Health and Human Services. We want to keep those good employees and keep them satisfied. So if it's moving elsewhere, we're going to support that.
So what's it like working with Sarah Pratt every day?
Well, no, I'm kidding. No, she is a great director. She's fostered change and growth within our department, which is wonderful to see.
Yeah, you've worked under or with a couple of different directors, right?
Yes, she is my 3rd director.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else that you want to bring up about your role at this point? You have so many compliments that come your way from everybody that I talk to, everybody from internal as well. Everybody wants to work with Carli and talk with Carli because
well, that's great to hear.
You know your stuff. You really do. You just got a very major compliment email, right, that I heard?
Yes.
You want to tell me about that? I know you don't. I can tell by your face. Very humble person, by the way, too, so you know.
Yes. We got a kudos letter from the state of Minnesota, which stated all the quarterly reports for 2024 were submitted on time, and that just means revenue and reimbursement back to the county is going to be received quicker, and it's going to be accurate.
Yeah.
So
that revenue and stuff that comes back to the county, does that also go out to citizens, or is that payment for what it is that we do?
So those quarterly reports that are submitted are expenses that we've incurred over the quarter, and certain departments get a percentage of reimbursement back on those expenses.
Okay.
That goes back into the Health and Human Services Department to fund services for others.
Nice. Got to keep the lights on and
right.
the wheels turning and all of that stuff. And
correct.
And you guys are going to be going through a remodel here very shortly over at HHS. I know that's right on the horizon. Mm-hmm. And we're still, I know just from hearing that we're still in negotiations on how that will all work.
Right.
Where, not negotiations, but where you will end up as a facility. I was talking with Sarah the other day, and it looks like they're doing everything they possibly can to make that remodel as less interrupted for the citizens as possible. Mm-hmm. The public-facing folks might all actually be in one area, in one facility, so we'll see how that all goes and works out. But
I'm excited. I'm excited for the remodel. It might be a little bumpy getting going, make sure constituents know where to go for our services. I mean, this is an opportunity to change internal processes, to make them more efficient, to be able to work remotely. It promotes and encourages change that we're now forced to do.
And, I'm going to ask you to come back at times and come through, and especially during that transition time. I think, Sarah has also indicated that she would love to come in and with whatever communication we can give out to the public, whether it's social media, whether it's through this, whether it's through the board meetings are now recorded and things like that, just to let everybody know where to go when this all happens. Yep. It's not happening until September or later on this summer, but we want to make sure that all of our people get the right information and make it easy as possible.
Yep. Our front desk team have already been emailing me saying, hey, when can we get this notification out there so we can tell people where to go so we provide that quality level of customer service.
You guys strive for it, and you're the experts in everything HHS, and you above others, because you guys in your accounting team have to know it all. Like you said before, you have to know all of the different programs, so
Right.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing it.
Of course.
Thank you for being a staff member of Aiken County, and I hope 10 turns into 20 and 20 turns into 30, and
I hope so too.
you can walk off into the sunset someday retiring from Aiken County, and we're glad to have you here.
Yeah, I feel like this is the perfect fit for me, balancing, my wanting to help others and my fiscal, math component that I need to have in my life.
Yeah, you got those numbers figured out, so I like it. Well, Carli, thanks again for coming in, and
Thank
we'll
you for
talk
having me.
again soon. Yeah.
Sounds good.
That was Carli Goble, our fiscal supervisor for our HHS team, and you're listening to Coffee with the County.